Hey, welcome back. Another day, another vlog. Thanks for stopping by this Saturday evening, 1st of Feb. Whew, January's already gone. Where did that go? That is insane. So I've said it before and I'll say it again, the older you get, the faster time travels. It's got to be some sort of mathematicical reason why. I don't know why, but yeah, 1 month already done in the new year, 2020. That's insane, absolutely insane. Doesn't even feel like a week, and it's already gone. So yes, very, very, very strange. Anyway, I got out and did some Astro stuff last night. I basically did 2 compositions. I had a bit of a play with the edit of it, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks okay, but it's not like those awesome photos you see on YouTube and that. I don't have a night sky filter. I'm not sure if that's the reason, but there was no colours in it. It was a super, super clear night. I tried every exposure, every aperture. I'll chuck them up on. I'm gonna do a video. I've got a video done for it, so it's another one to add on the list of massive amounts of videos I've got to do. But so I sort of did a video, the drive out there and chat and walk down and showed you sort of my compositions. And again, something else I wanted to work on, so that was sort of good that I did all that and I've got everything I needed. So that's good. I only spent probably half an hour looking at it and I want to do probably a bit of research on how to edit an Astro photo, whether I'm doing it wrong or I think I need to have another look at it and suss it out. I just haven't had that one image, and at work I thought it was the excess light coming from camp or the mine site. Here I could see some back in the Perth City area, but that was back behind me, and where I was facing there was pretty much nothing, and it was just not a cloud in sky. You could see the Milky Way. You couldn't see it like super. I couldn't see the colours or anything like that, and the photo's pretty good. I had a beautiful big old tree that sort of died and sitting right on the rocks on the river, and I've used it in Bells Rapids before. I've got some good photos with the water there, so it was pretty cool. And I used that as my foreground, and I lit that up and just did a soft light on that, and it's sort of on a 25 and the 30-second exposure, either. Just, yeah, I don't know. I guess once you see the video, and I'll chuck it up on Instagram once I've had a chance to clean it up and so you can check it out and just sort of let me know and see what you reckon. I just don't know. It's a tricky one, very tricky. But it was a good night. I was there for a couple of hours, come back and got some more sleep and got some stuff. Or not. I didn't really get much done today actually. Did more so. I had to do some stuff at home, family stuff. Did house home and food shopping. Cooked some dinner. Had the mince for some burgers and stuff like that. So the usual sort of household chores. So yeah, didn't get much work done. I've got baseball tomorrow morning. I've got to go and umpire first up, and then I've got the game at 12, so that's pretty much going to put me out till the afternoon, so that pretty much locks me out from getting that. So, and then Monday I've got a mate's 50th, I've got to go to golf, so I'm pretty much not going to be able to get back on deck to work on what I need to work on, which is the bike and the Boca Bearings job. Until Tuesday, so yeah, but I'm going to allocate Tuesday where I can just sort of get in there and I'll have to film all day and get that done, and so I can start editing and get it all sorted. So editing and bits and pieces a little bit behind. I did some more. I did get probably half an hour, 45 to get some edits done on some photos from my bushwalk from camp, but I've got probably a good 150 I need to go through there. I have tons of photos on that, and it's every time I look at photos, like, oh, how do you cut stuff? Yeah, and I think you get emotional too when you're picking the photos. I don't know if you guys do that as well. When you go to, when you look at a photo and you want to work out if there's something you want to show off, I guess, even if it's on Instagram or whatever, you go, oh yeah, but there's that one, because you took the photos, so you personally were sort of involved in taking them. You were there, you experienced the moment, you captured it because you thought it was something that needed to be captured. And then it's hard to say, nah, it's not good enough, and just sort of wash it away into disappear land, just into the void of deleting from a hard drive somewhere. So yeah, that's a tricky one, isn't it? I guess it's hard for, I'm sure, for all photographers, even the guys at the upper level, you know, that they may show 3-4 photos in a 15-20 minute video. I'd hate to know how many they've taken. It might be a question I asked one of the guys. I might flick a message to one of the F4 guys and see if they could do a video on how many photos they do take and how they go through and whittle down until the ones that they show us, and sort of what is classed as Deadwood. I think it'd be a sort of good idea for us mere mortals to sort of get a bit of an understanding. I think that'd be pretty cool, because yeah, I think emotionally, as the person taking it, it's hard to sort of say no. It's like picking a favourite kid if you've got more than one kid. Picking your favourite. Who's the favourite? How do you pick a favourite? They're all your favourites. So yeah, something different. Yeah, I thought I'd just throw that out there, a little bit different. But yeah, it was a good night. I had a ball, beautiful, crystal clear night, nice and cool, calm. Just sit there, just you could hear the birds, the animals, and the trees. The trains coming through the tracks was pretty cool. There's a big train that goes to the east coast of Australia, and that goes around through the hills past Bells Rapids. So that was pretty cool. You hear them, and it's just nothing else. And then this big train, you could hear the tracks and the brakes and everything working. It was very, very cool. Rightio. Enough about me. I hope that's why you're here anyway. But let's talk about some news. News and stuff to talk about. Rightio, the Porsche Taycan Turbo. Sort of discrepancies in what the EPA in America had put for its miles per gallon. That sounds like they're being a little bit conservative. Some of the Porsche people are saying they've put a mark of 201 miles per gallon on the turbo model. One of the Porsche customers did a recent trip, did all the measurements required, double checked it. He was getting on average 248 miles a gallon. So that's 47 miles. That's still a fair bit of range, I guess, in a car. And I think the question was more so the EPA, how are they getting these readings? Sort of why are they sort of so far off the, excuse me, let's get the focus right. How are they getting so far off, and why is this customer sort of got such disparaging figures? Is it one car so far different to the others, or vice versa? So that was more so what it was, but yeah, something different. With the electric cars, obviously that's the biggest thing with them, and range is very, very important. The UN come out this week and announced that they got hacked last year. 400 gigabytes of employee info was attacked through a Microsoft backdoor entry or failure or a loophole in a Microsoft program, and allowed hackers to get in and get 400 gigs. It was around June, July last year. It's taken 6 months for them to work out exactly how bad it was, what it was affected. It's before they wanted to announce it. So yeah, not really. I guess they would be in charge of some sort of sensitive information, but realistic, they're a reactionary force to what the United Nations deem them necessary to go to, or the UN. So they work for multiple nations that would then come and vote on each item, you'd think. So you wouldn't think there'd be too much in there that would be of concern. Obviously, if they're just getting employee personal information, what access those UN officials then have, depending on where they are and whatever, that might be of concern. So yeah, definitely concerning, but yeah, it just shows you that it doesn't matter who you are, even if you're an independent, multi-nation workforce for good, people will still come in and hack you to steal your stuff. So they don't care if you're trying to do good for many nations or whatever. It's like someone breaking in and stealing the money of the Red Cross, or stealing the blood from the Red Cross or something stupid. Yeah, very weird. But anyway, EU. We talked, I think last week we talked about the possibility that EU wanted to put a vote to lock in one charging device for mobile phones in the EU. That has happened. They've had a vote, and USB-C is the one thing. Now that's obviously got to be ratified. It's got to be all put through the process, people told, warnings, all that sort of stuff. So it's probably a year or two away from happening. But the good thing is they've started the process. So that gives us one PowerPoint. So now all phone manufacturers have got sort of a little bit of time now to get sorted to make sure that they comply. That means you can have one charger that should theoretically charge any phone that comes anywhere near your house. So if someone wants to borrow your charger, they can go charge USB-C. Obviously, old Lightning port people are gonna, if you're in Europe, if you still have a Lightning phone, you've got until they organise all that. So it's probably still a couple of years away, so probably not too bad by then. Well, mine's the 10, then you got the 11, then the 11R, or the 11B, or whatever they call them now. So 2 years old. Yeah, at least I'd say another 2 years. So you've got 4 years old. That's about the right sort of time frame, I reckon, to sort of look at a new phone or something like that. Well, if not, once it comes in, you're not going to have a choice anyway. So they won't be sold, and you're going to have to keep whatever you have, or otherwise you're going to have to change your phone. So very important, especially people like Apple, very important. They're going to have to look at anything that's running a Lightning device, charge port, anything like that. So all happening. EU puts a foot down. Shimano. We talked, I think, again last week, might have been the week before, about I think it was last week actually as well. There's been so much happening. The new Zodias rods. I've got a Zodias travel rod that I use that I have here with me, that I brought back from the Barra Classic. I've got most of my major stuff up there at my brother-in-law's house. So I've got that here with me Conquest, and I use that. It's a portable rod if I need to go fishing. I've got something small I can just chuck in and go, chuck a reel in, and I'm pretty much set to go. Now, they are brilliant rods, fantastic rods. They've got a really good reputation. They've done well for many years. There's a new model coming out. Its main basic feature is the same as, say, we've had for a couple of years, that change over to a full carbon one-piece rod. So the handle is now part of the rod. It's all basically one piece, so you get that feel, that increased feel and sensitivity when you're getting a bite or bouncing it off a log when you're trawling and stuff. So you can just sort of just bounce and just pop it over and get it over through and then fish on. So it should help increase obviously your bites, and also for us territory guys, and I'm sure there's possibly some Queensland guys on the Barra that trawl as well, or any sort of fisherman where you're trawling, when you're bouncing through snags, having something sensitive where you can sort of just feel your way through the timber is always really good. So that extra feel on the handle will be pretty cool. Nice form factor, check it out. Now, they weren't previously info available on Australia. I'd got me info from Japan. I had a nice gentleman named Tim Vincent. I'm not sure if he's a subscriber, but Tim, if you are, thanks very much for letting us know. He jumped on the YouTube channel Shimano where I was, and let us know that they are now available in Australia's website and for sale. He's ordered his yesterday, I believe. So yeah, cheers Tim for a heads up, much appreciated. It's great, the YouTube community, lots of people always trying to help each other out, and if there's not something you know, just ask a question in the comment section. 9 times out of 10, someone will know and they'll give you an answer. It's really awesome. So yeah, thanks Tim. It's great to see the YouTube community in action. And yeah, go check out, if you're after a portable rod, the Zodias, or a good rod even as a one piece, check out the Zodias range. Fantastic. They're not break your bank sort of rod, but they're super high quality. Rightio, last but not least, it's a big one. There's a little bit of info I want to chuck out there. Obviously the coronavirus, if you are unaware and you don't watch normal telly like me, if you're a web-based person, please be aware. It's for Australia side anyway, we've shut down our border to China for Chinese people. The only ones that can come back in currently as of today are Australian citizens. Even once they come in, they have a request of self-isolate for 2 weeks. So they've requested to stay home and don't go anywhere for 2 weeks. They've also, the guys that have just come out of the infected areas, they believe they might be affected, on the plane that went through my hometown Darwin, which a few people in Darwin weren't real happy about. But this plane stopped in Darwin and other planes took, I think it's about 150 people over to Christmas Island. To the old detention centre, $200 million facilities, got everything known to man. They've been taken there basically just as an isolation procedure. So for the next 14 days, so obviously we limit whatever options to come to Australia to spread the disease, which is, I guess, if you're in Christmas Island, there's obviously some people there that are not real happy about that either. And that's obviously their concerns are valid. But obviously, it's you've got this $200 million facility sitting there doing nothing. This is a perfect thing. It's got health, medical, gym equipment, sporting gear, libraries, musical, everything you sort of need to sort of keep you from going stir crazy. Imagine nothing worse than being locked up in your own apartment for 2 weeks and you can't leave. At least here you walk around the facility. There's 2,000 beds, so there's only 150 people. So it's probably a better option, I guess, the best option of what they had. So it worked out well. Now they've also put up a do not travel to China. That's from the Australian side, and put up to level 4. I'm not sure what levels, I'm assuming to be like up to level 5. So it's pretty much a top. US, on the other hand, have blocked all access to everyone out of China. So even their own citizens, you can't get back into the United States. You're stuck in China. You'll have to find some other way somehow. They're obviously checking everyone. So if you've got China on your passport and you're trying to get through another country home, it's probably going to be tricky. Yeah, it's pretty much stopping everywhere. China has pretty much the whole country's infected. Every state and state of China has now got infected people in there. So they've got the clamps down. Multitude of other companies have pretty much shut down anything to China. Flights, blah, blah, blah. It's up to 170 dead as of today. And still no news on a solution to this issue. And it's been upgraded to a pandemic by the world, I think it was World Health. Don't quote me on that. I think it was the World Health or something, but one of the major guys have updated to a pandemic. And this basically, I guess, just says, hey, this is a big issue, guys. You now need to make sure you're really, really taking this serious. If you weren't taking this seriously before, take it serious. This shit's happening. It's real. We need to sort this shit out. All hands on deck. It's happening. So yeah, that's pretty sad. Not good news. And again, we'll keep you updated every day on that one. That's a really, really interesting sort of setup and not good at all. Thoughts to all those people in China, no matter where you're from, even the poor old Chinese people there. It's obviously a terrible thing. I did watch a video on sort of what it's all about, and it's like a virus that sort of uses your system to self-replicate itself. To create more virus. So I guess once it gets in, it's, I guess, stopping it from being able to use your system to self-replicate it, I guess, is on a very basic level is what they're trying to do. So yeah, very interesting sort of to see how that is. I'm not sure how. Actually, I only got to watch one video, but I thought I'd just chuck that in, me 2 cents in there. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to sort of understand how it works. I think sometimes that's good to know how something works so you know how it can affect you. And it's basically breathing in, you could touch a surface and go near your nose and mouth. So if you're in public areas, wash your hands, clean your hands, nose, blow tissues, all the old school stuff. Like the Black Plague, just treat it like the Black Plague. and hopefully we don't get too many or anyone you know sick. And that's about it. Another day, another vlog. Thanks for stopping past. If you haven't already subscribed, just down below, and no charge this week or the month of February for subscriptions. Absolutely zero, nada, nada. And if you hit the bell, you'll get a free subscription for next month. But yeah, seriously, if you haven't subscribed and you enjoying another day, another vlog series, you'll see me most days. I'll try to go on every single night. Occasionally I have to miss one for family matters or whatever. Yeah, just if any questions, queries or interest, or anything you'd like me to find out for you, I've got a good way. I'm pretty good with knowledge and basic knowledge. Not the smartest on everything, but I'm pretty good on the general area. So let me know, and I'll be only too happy to try my darndest to help out. Have a great Saturday night. If you're out partying and you're sitting in the corner and just waiting for the bickies to wear off, and I'm looking like an alien with a dragon head, it's okay. I'm not going to eat you. Have some water, chill out. If you've had a few too many and you're driving home and I've got 3 heads, well then don't worry about me. Concentrate on the road, get home and sober up. And if you're the smart one and you're going up, down or this way, have a good sleep, and I'll see you all tomorrow. And I've got to go upload this because I've got baseball in the morning. No worries, I'll see you then. Peace.